I have a theory about why people get injured more during the summers. During the summer, the weather is of course much more pleasant, so people are out and about doing activities, many more activities, working with their hands and so forth. And as we know, our hands are the first in the line of fire for any injury.
Summer is out of our routine. Most of the year, the work year, if you have people in school, you're used to a certain schedule. In the summertime, things change. You might stay out late, do different kind of things.
So people's brains are filled with a lot of different things, and while we still try and make sure we're working safely and stay on top of that, you know, trying to get the jobs done, dealing with the heat, and knowing that we've got another 12-hour day ahead of us can tend to really be a big distraction and take us away from that focus on safety.
I think in the summertime that we're more distracted. It's because we've got other things going on in our lives. It's the time of year when you plan vacations or things to do, so your mind is more concentrated on what I'm going to be doing after work or what I'm going to be doing this weekend. So you're making plans and all of that in your head at the same time you're trying to work, and it doesn't necessarily work well that way. You're not focused on your job.
And I find myself a lot of times spending a lot of time before I go on vacation, cramming in work, getting as much done as I can, and then coming right back after vacation, getting caught up again. And just the franticness of there is when you can lose focus.
One of the things I try to use before I do a task is the 3-bucket system. It's something that we learned in AOPU class, which by now almost everybody on site has been through, but it's basically where you evaluate you, the task you're doing, the situation that you're going to be doing the task in, and decide just what kind of extra layers of protection you need to put in because the task may be a bit more difficult or you may not be quite up to par for doing the task.
Sometimes we get complacent. In fact, Michigan football coach Dow Chemical once said, upsets in sports happen not in the mind of the underdog, but in the mind of the favorite. It's when the favorite gets complacent, the favorite starts looking past, they don't take the threat seriously, that's when they find themselves in trouble. And I find myself is that most of the time I'm doing the right things, but I can let my guard down.
I'm a big fan of checklists. They could be either mental or physical, committed to a piece of paper. So I like going through a checklist and a series of events that I have to go through to complete a task. I also like using calendars to block out a chunk of time so I can focus on one particular task rather than diffuse my efforts into many tasks.
And you have to want it, you have to focus, you have to take your time, you have to know you want to get through this day without any incidents, yourself getting hurt or anyone else getting hurt.
I want to stay safe, and I stress this with all of my folks that you know, we're all here for the same reason. We're all here to do a job. We're here to make a paycheck so that we can take care of our people at home. Staying safe allows us to go home to those people after every work day and do the things that we want to do after work. So if we're not safe, if we don't go home in the same condition that we came to work in, we can't do those things that really count in life, and that's spending time with our family and friends after work.
I'm hoping in the future to be able to dance at my grandchildren's weddings. You know, so it's just to be safe, to be whole, to be around to do things that I want to do.
Working safe allows me to go home, you know, to my husband, and we love to travel, and if I didn't work safe, we wouldn't be able to do things like that.
I'm a father, a husband, and with my kids and my wife at home. To me, I've seen injuries happen at Dow. I've seen more serious accidents happen in my Dow career. I always think about going home every night. You take it for granted. If you don't work safely, you have the opportunity to never be able to appreciate that again.